Okay, so we're going to continue on now, and we're going to discuss the PC Matic. And it is a phenomenon because when you go at mainstream, hardly anybody mentions it. But when you go online and do a search, you'll find a lot of comments about PC Matic, and not a lot of them are going to be very good. So I looked into it, and here's what I found. And we're going to do about a 10 or 15-minute presentation. You'll see some slides. I'll read, you can read. And if any of you have any experience with any of this, please just speak up, and we'll make it a discussion, not just a presentation. So at this time, I'm going to share my screen. It's up in the back because Jeff and I looked at this earlier. So it's already up. So I'm going to share the screen, and I'm going to pick this one and say share. So now everybody sees that, I'm hoping. Okay, PC Matic. Searching the internet, I've found plenty of information that says PC Matic is the one antivirus you should choose to protect 5 devices for 1 year for $50. Compared to the leading security software, that is a reasonable price. So let's listen to the founder and CEO of PC Matic himself. This is about 30 seconds. And hopefully it'll come in properly. A couple of times I looked at it, there was an issue, but it should play properly, and let's see if it does. Boom. No. All right. No. Where am I? All right. Okay. Oh, I interjected this one first. Excuse me. So PC Matic can be used on Microsoft Windows 10, 8, 7, Vista, and XP. Not that anybody uses that, but if they do, because, you know, Windows has abandoned XP, Vista, and now Windows 7. As of January 14th, the Windows 7 has been retired. So now we have 10 and 8. But PC Matic will run on all of those, as well as Macintosh, 10.12 and up. And if you have a Mac, you'll recognize these names: Catalina, Mojave, High Sierra, and Sierra. The 2 machines I have, they both use Sierra. So I could use PC Matic on those. Although, truth be known, all my Macs, I have a MacBook and an iMac. I don't use anything, and I've never gotten any problems. So anyway, and also PC Matic, you can use it on Android 4.4 and up. So if you have a Samsung phone, you have an Android operating system. And then there's some hardware requirements. Most of what we have today are going to greatly exceed any of these. And also, it's best used on a high-speed internet connection, just for updates and things like that. And available languages, you can see that they create this. This is a, also he touts the fact that PC Matic is entirely made and produced in America. So, but it's available in these languages. So there you are. You make of it what you will. It's an American product. So now let's see if the video will play. We're going, okay. And then I have to hit the space bar to play this. And let's see if it plays. Give it a second and you'll see him. Okay, no. So we got to go back and I got to click. There it is.
What is PC Matic? Feels safer than American-made antivirus that blocks ransomware, target attack, and spyware.
Oh, there it is.
No before security awareness training. Be smart and avoid the scams and tricks of the cyber criminal. Avoid malicious and fraudulent advertising and enjoy peaceful and safe browsing. Be productive by maintaining your computers at peak performance. Starts at $50 for 5 computers for 1 year with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Available for homes, businesses, and government businesses.
Yeah, that's like 30 seconds, and they use that a lot on TV. He also uses his daughter as a presenter. So the first thing I did to see where we're at, if you guys can all see this, I went to Better Business Bureau. And here's what the Better Business Bureau thinks of PC Matic. After I'm reading here, it's a scam, this doesn't work, I wasted my money, and I see on Better Business Bureau, they got an A+ rating. Now, Chris mentioned earlier that you could pay. Chris, can you actually pay for an A+ rating?
Let's put it this way. They have called me and wanted me to join Better Business Bureau.
Yeah.
And once you join, I think now this was about a year and a half ago, because I'm not in. It's strictly retail, and you have to pay $600 to belong to the Better Business Bureau.
Yeah. To be able to put their logo on your door or on your
Correct. That is correct.
Website, or yeah, that's probably what that's for. But it would seem to me, though, that if they just gave it out by paying, eventually that would catch up with them, wouldn't it? If you have money, but not a good product or a good business. Okay, anyway, so here's why I think they got an A+ rating. You'll see in the quotes here, or in the asterisks, PC Matic offers a 30-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee for all their products. Then you call this number for a refund. And my understanding is they stick strictly to that. If you're within the 30 days and you don't want it, you get your money back. And I think Better Business Bureau rewards companies that will do that. I think that's how they got the A+ rating. This is more of the business model than it is the quality of the antivirus software. Because as we go, you'll see that there are some glitches in the way this antivirus software works. Let's see if I can go to the next panel by hitting this. Okay. Here is a review done June 12th. So this is only a few weeks ago. I wanted to use this to get current with what somebody thinks of it. And why would they write it this way? Although this is a highly unusual antivirus. What a strange sentence. It's a highly unusual antivirus. It's still on par with the most user-friendly solutions. While Android is also supported, it is clear that PC Matic was initially designed for Win-run PCs. Of course, that means Windows. Installation is very fast and easy, and you won't have any problem with downloading and installing the software. Now, there was way more to this, but that's the crux of it. And then the little graphic over there, you can try it for whatever. So it was interesting that they wrote that sentence, although this is a highly unusual antivirus. If it was mine, I don't think I would like that if I was PC Matic. But you know what? He's on TV every couple of minutes. Let's go to the next panel.
Tom, it looks like a geek wrote that.
Could be, because the PC magazines, most of them don't like this. Anyway, this is the same story. This is what they wrote as pros and cons. Some of this may need a little bit of explanation, but you'll see that whitelist-based antivirus blocks all type of malware. A whitelist is when you get your software, your PC Matic, you have to actually list the things that you want PC Matic to allow. And the things you don't type in should not be able to be run on your computer so that you'll be safe. That's the essence of what that means.
We can't call them whitelist and blacklist anymore. They're allowed list and denied list. Oh,
right. We got to be, what is that considered? PC?
Something.
No pun intended. Okay. And the pros is also blocked all samples in our testing. So they put in, after they got all their stuff in the whitelist, they ran samples of clandestine type software. Or it doesn't have to be clandestine. It could be anything. It could be an art program. If it's not included in your whitelist, it won't run. No matter how many times or whatever kicks it off, it won't, meaning it shouldn't harm your computer. Okay. And the last pro is it's inexpensive. Okay, so on the cons list, you'll see that the pro is also part of the con. That's the glitch with PC Matic. Whitelist-based antivirus also blocks valid programs. So even though it's on your whitelist, it may block it. In some cases, it may keep you from getting into your art program or your photo program or Word or whatever. Okay, and here's the next con. Many false positives in independent lab tests. So when labs, apparently, if they're doing an independent test and they can't be bought or they can't be persuaded, what happens is when they run the software, it's so aggressive that it gives false positives on a machine that's actually clean. Okay. Which also leads to number 4, few results from testing labs. Very few testing labs of any substance, the real ones, have tested PCmatic, and I don't know why that is. Why would that be? It's just popular now. It's on TV. They're making money. These laboratories that we trust should test this software, and we don't have many. Okay, the last one on the cons, full malware scan, missed most samples. Okay, so here we are. You're depending on it finding stuff, and then it missed most of the samples that you put in that are going to harm your computer. Well, you know, you got to shrug your shoulder and say, why would I want to do this? And yet we still have PC Magazine thinks it's fine, and Better Business Bureau says the company's fine. So this is a conundrum. It really is. But the recommendation is still on the plus side. Let's go to the next one. Okay. The latest review I could find from PC Magazine, which is a relatively respected magazine. PCmatic receives top score from PC Magazine, and this was dated January 16, 2017. So you think today's product should be at least as good or better. And you see the top 2, WebRoot Secure Anywhere Antivirus. Well, I don't know. Jeff, would you recommend WebRoot Secure Anywhere?
Actually, WebRoot's been around a long time.
Long time.
They've
But
been
is
really powerful.
Is that what comes to your mind when somebody asks you? Me neither. Okay.
But when I find it on a machine, it's not one I take off.
Right. Oh, me too, I guess. Sure, I leave it. Okay. And the second one is the first name of PCmatic was called PC Pit Stop when they started this, I think in like 2000 or 2001 or something. It was called PC Pit Stop. That's when they bought their antivirus from somebody else. Now it's called PCmatic, and it's called Super Shield, which is the whitelist business. And they got a 10, 100%. Unbelievable. So from this list, you'll see that the 2 that I like and I actually recommend, you'll see that right 2 down from Semantic in red is ESET Nod 32. I like it a lot. Maybe because they push it at Micro Center, and when you buy a PC, you get a break on it. But it works good, doesn't get in the way, and it's not an octopus. It doesn't keep you from a good computer experience. And it gets a 9.5. Oh, it gets a 9.5 rating. Okay, and then you move all the way down to one that I think gets a way better rating than this shows, is Kaspersky. All the Kaspersky products I really like. Although I try Kaspersky and I install the trial versions on people and ask them, if you like it after a month, please buy this because I like it. It protects the machines well. It doesn't get in the way. It's not an octopus, and it's also not an anchor. As you go around the internet, it doesn't get in your way. Those 2, and yet look at this list. I remember I forgot who has it, but Avast free antivirus. I know a lot of people use that. Now, if I go somewhere to repair a computer, because it's free, I will uninstall that, clean the machine, and if they want, I will put it back on by downloading a fresh copy. But you can't. I can't do anything with a machine that has Avast on it. It prevents you from really cleaning. Also, it's really, in my mind, it's not a 9.3 good. But, you know, also AVG, which is part of the Avast family of antivirus software. So you see a lot of them on here, and none of them I would recommend. But the one I'm talking about today is up at the top with a score of 10. So, and PC Magazine is respected. So let's move on, and we'll see what else we got. Okay, we're going to take, because I mentioned it, PCmatic versus Kaspersky. You'll see that PCmatic is seen to be affordable and a quality antivirus with the ability to protect at least 5 devices. It has optimization keys that boost the performance of the system. PCmatic gives a 30-day money-back guarantee on a top of a lifetime subscription. It is known for blocking programs and legit apps. So that's like a little tag on the way out. It's known for blocking programs that you want to run, and legit apps, it'll block those too. But it basically, it's a pretty good antivirus. Whereas, now listen to how they write this. Kaspersky, on the flip side, is a perfect antivirus tool that has tested excellent at various independent antivirus labs in protecting against malware and virus. The full scan of Kaspersky on your device's system is fast enough, and it is equipped with a very user-friendly interface, and it is able to monitor links before access by the user. So, you see, they're both in the plus side, but you see Kaspersky, they use the word perfect, and that to me speaks volumes. Let's move to the next panel. Okay, here's PCmatic versus Windows Defender. Instead of writing it out, I found a graphic that shows why you could just use Windows Defender. And most of my Windows customers, including me on a couple of my machines, I just let Windows Defender protect it because I try not to engage in risky behavior, because that can go a long way in keeping your machine clean, except, of course, for getting phishing or scam emails that you click on or download the graphics, because the bad guys can come in on a JPEG or a GIF file. So anyway, if we take a look at this, Windows Defender is what comes on Windows computers. And most of my customers, and probably most of you guys, use Windows Defender. So if you look at PCmatic, it does get a better score, costs $50. Look at the feature. The features of PCmatic, it gets, what is that, like 4 3/4 stars out of 5? Not bad. Value for the money, 4 3/4 stars. Support, about 4.5 stars. So that's pretty good. Ease of use, it's right up there too. And it's $50 and you get an overall score of 9.2. You look at Windows Defender, it's free. It comes on the machine. And on my computers, my Windows computers, my Defender does a good job. I don't, unless I make a mistake somewhere and click on something that I shouldn't, and I have done that and infected my machine unintentionally, Windows Defender has done a pretty good job. So if you look at value for the money, look at where that is. Isn't that something? Of course, it's free. You get 5 stars. The support, what do you expect for a free? You know, they're really not gonna help you much, but it's still more than 50%. Ease of use is still, because it's folded into Windows. So to make a decision about which one of these two you're gonna do, you know what? I'd lean to Windows Defender. Naturally, I would put Kaspersky or Nod 32 first, above this. But given the fact that as I'm looking through this, PCmatic is as valid as any of them, no matter what all the naysayers would have you believe. It's a decent product that may be over aggressive. I'm thinking it wasn't set up properly, so it's a little over aggressive, but it does a good job, and it's $50 for 5 devices. Not bad. So we've seen mostly the good, some of the bad with this. All right, here's our conclusion. I went to Amazon and made believe I'm going to buy PCmatic. Now, once again, you look at, it's sort of lukewarm, okay. It got a 3.7 out of 5. So there was 1,189 customer ratings or customer reviews. And of those, 58% were 5-star. Well, you know, I guess that's not bad. I guess it could be better, but if you see here, that means 961 positive reviews, 192 critical reviews. And this is from Amazon, where everybody goes to buy stuff. So what do we take from this? Does this make it a, I got to have this? Not really, but you also shouldn't be afraid to buy it. It should be okay. 3.7 out of 5. Would any of us take 961 positive reviews out of 1,189 total? I think we would. If, for example, remember we were doing this with, Harry started us off on reviewing in Google. If you had 1,189 and 961 were positive, that would be pretty good. So while this is lukewarm, it's still leaning on the plus side. And so the conclusion would be, even Amazon thinks it's okay to go ahead and pull the trigger on this if you're in the market for this type of product and you download the free version, use it, and see if it works for you, if you feel comfortable with it, the way they lay things out. And I didn't get into that because we would spend another 10 or 15 minutes just on the features of it. I just wanted to see what the business end thought of it, and Better Business Bureau gave it A+, and what Amazon, who's like the world's consumer consumer reports, is now Amazon. What do they think? And this is what I came up with. So it's one of those things where it's lukewarm, but you can go ahead if you're in the market and see if you like it. So there we are. There's a lot of information about PC Matic, some good, some bad. And now I'm going to remind you, please go today and type in PC Matic in Google or DuckDuckGo and see what you find. And you'll find what I did, that there's a lot of negative out there on it. But I'm showing you that Better Business Bureau and Amazon, two companies that I trust, they think it's okay. So, ta-da! Thank you for your kind attention. And that's all I got. So any questions on this antivirus or any other? Like Kaspersky, I have experience with Kaspersky. I have experience with ESET. My experiences with some of those other ones have not been that good. So what I could do is I'll just head on out of this and stop sharing. And we'll go back to this. There you are. Ta-da! Okay. So, in my mind, it's not going to make me buy it because it's not glowing. But nevertheless, tell me, I want to know from you guys what you're using as antivirus. I know from Chris, when I ask him, he'll say whatever I set up, because I set up his computer out there a few years ago, and I probably enabled Windows Defender, and it's probably still doing a good job, right, Chris?
I guess it is. I haven't had any problem.
Right, because you're not infected, and you also probably don't. There's probably no risky behavior in your browsing the internet.
No.
You don't go to porn sites or gambling sites or gaming sites.
No.
That you get a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff will happen to your computer like that. It'll really stretch the ability of your antivirus. So let's ask.
The Windows sites.
Oh, sure. Okay. Being that he put his hands up, actually he put two hands up. Jeff, what antivirus do you use? And on what kind of machine?
On my Macintosh, I'm not running any AV. I'm running Malwarebytes anti-malware, the free version, when I suspect something's wrong. Okay. And on all of my Windows machines, since I'm not running in a managed environment, I'm just self-managing them. Yeah. I'm running the Microsoft Defender.
Good.
And Malwarebytes, the free version, when I run an occasional scan. If I were in a managed environment, if I were managing other people, the Microsoft antivirus is not manageable. You can't remotely control it. You can't, it doesn't give you reports. And in a managed environment, I would probably use something else. I haven't chosen which one I would prefer right now. but then I'd have a dashboard where I can monitor what's going on. That's a different environment than the home user.
Yeah, good. Well, that's well thought
I'm
out.
the same. I have the exact
Okay,
same
Scott,
thing,
go
Windows
ahead.
Defender.
Tell us what you use and on what kind of machine.
Yeah,
Scott?
Windows Defender and Malwarebytes and Super Anti-Spyware. And
Yes.
I run those things like once a month or something.
And those are on your main machines that you have your photo
yes,
software and all
everything.
that?
Right.
So you're trusting
Right,
that to do its job on your business software.
Right.
Yeah.
And, again, on my business computer, I don't browse the web that much at all, anything.
Good for you.
My laptop, I go anywhere I want, and I still have, been very lucky, maybe.
Good.
But, when you run those Malwarebytes and Super Anti-Spyware,
Yeah.
Malwarebytes never finds anything, and Super Anti-Spyware finds like a dozen things, but they're mainly tracking cookies.
Sure, cookies.
from
Yeah.
things. So nothing.
Because everywhere you go, it's gonna set a cookie.
Right. They put something on there.
Yeah.
But nothing.
Cookies are little text files that
Right.
remind the
nothing dangerous.
computer where you've been. So
Right.
when you go back there, it treats you like you've been there before.
Right. Now,
Most
my
of them
wife-
are not harmful, but this software finds them and gets rid of them.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Thanks
Now,
for
my
sharing
wife-
that, Scott.
On my wife's laptop.
Yeah.
She goes to like sewing sites and a lot of craft sites. She gets a ton of crap.
Oh boy.
Those are worse than just about anything.
And that's a different computer than yours.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Her laptop. She has the exact same Windows Defender anti-spyware.
And does it find all that stuff and get rid of it?
does. Yeah.
Okay.
It does. But
Then
she
you're
gets a
lucky
whole lot
that
more
stuff
of it
works
than I
for
do.
you. Good.
Yeah.
Keep your wife safe. Okay, Marty, what type of machine, what type of antivirus do you know? Or can you share it with
I'm
us?
still using the machine you helped me pick out at Micro Center, the Dell laptop.
Oh, sure. I brought it to the office that day. It was a laptop in, where was that office? What street was that?
It was on Salom Center before we moved out to
Oh,
Denver.
yeah, on Salom Center Road. That's right.
Yeah.
I met you there. And
Yeah.
somebody else was there already, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Okay. And so you're using that machine and that same Windows Defender?
Whatever you hooked up with me
Sure.
there.
Well, like Chris, it's still doing the job
And knock on wood.
because just like Scott just said, if you do things that are less risky, you get way less opportunity to become infected. You're not doing risky behavior like gambling sites.
The only problem I'm having with my laptop, the battery doesn't stay charged. I got to keep plugging it in all the time.
Yeah, well, you could buy a new battery. They 3-4 years and they stop losing their ability to hold a charge.
Charged. Yeah. Other than that, it's fine.
Excellent. Okay, let's ask Rob about what he's using and what kind of machine.
I just use a regular PC or my laptop. I use the Windows Defender.
Okay.
I've tried that ESET, not 32, and I had a lot of problems with it. Mostly back then I was downloading BitTorrent, which for the movies off the BitTorrent
You
site.
were
There's
downloading
always
what?
something
I didn't get
infected
that. What were you downloading?
there. Movies from torrent sites.
Oh, torrent, BitTorrent.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
uTorrent is what I use, but BitTorrent, sure. You
Well,
downloading movies.
Yeah, I was just downloading torrents, and I had a lot of problems with that, so I don't do that anymore.
The torrent or
I don't download movies anymore. There's too many other ways to get movies with
Yeah.
Netflix and Amazon.
Sure.
It's not worth it. But the last virus I had, it integrated in with ESET and wouldn't let me do anything with the antivirus or run the program or anything. So basically it was wipe your hard drive and start all over again.
Wow.
Oh
And-
boy, that's pretty drastic.
Yeah. And actually, I thought it was bad enough that I didn't even know where it was integrated in there. So I just bought a new hard drive and started really from scratch.
Wow.
Do you still have the old hard
But
drive?
Since
So you're reading from the old hard drive. That's where
Yeah.
all your data is.
I use it for like just a picture file, all my
Yeah.
photos and stuff.
Very good. Good for
Now as
you.
a
That's
backup.
like a techie kind of a condition there that you're doing.
It takes so long. It takes so long to do all that.
Sure. Well, you could buy a
But,
solid state drive.
Right. And I also use malware bytes. I pay for the version because it does a few things that I like. And
Yeah, the paid version will
it's-
scan and update on its own.
yes.
The free one, you
And
have
it's
to
worth it.
do all
I
that
write it
yourself.
off. Yeah.
Good.
I do that, but I haven't had any problems. I don't have risky behavior. It's just all business mostly, or some personal stuff. And I know not to click on stuff. My mom, on the other hand, she's the one that clicks on something. Some guy comes on the screen and talks to her, says, "Hey, you got a problem. Pay me $300 and I'll fix it for you." Gives her control of the computer.
Oh my.
And an hour later, she decides maybe this is a scam.
So were you able to help her out of that?
Yeah, we basically did the same thing. I just wiped the whole hard drive and we started from scratch. She mostly just does sewing, recipes, and some games. Most of her games she installs.
Good.
And email. That's about all she does on it.
I want to ask you about the machines that you have at the office. Do you bring your laptop to the office, or do they have their own network and their own computers there?
We don't have a network per se, but they did provide computers there. And they own them. They do have a tech guy that comes in periodically, and he runs Windows Defender and Malwarebytes, the free version, and that's about all we do is scan those.
Yeah.
For our regulations, we have to have our computer hard drives encrypted. So I just use Windows Pro, which has BitLocker, and that encrypts my hard drive.
Nice.
So
Yeah,
if
very
my
good.
computers are ever stolen, nobody can read my data on there.
Except for probably Microsoft.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Thank you, Rob. Thanks for sharing that. Okay, Lee Jackson, what do you got? You have what type of computer, and then what do you think is on there for your antivirus? Let's hear it.
So I don't have a lot of additional knowledge to share with the group. I know we have Windows Defender. My wife handles this, being that she's an information security professional. She's the family expert, and I'm like the novice.
Okay.
But I know we also she has at different times, and I don't know if it's currently on there, but I believe it is we purchased Kaspersky or got the free version of Kaspersky as well. I know at one point she was definitely a big advocate of Kaspersky.
Yeah. I know. I like it. I've always liked Kaspersky. Okay. Thanks for sharing that, Lee. And I'm glad you have somebody in your life that can take care of all that stuff for you. And you're just living under her umbrella of protection.
Living the dream.
Absolutely. Excellent. Okay. Now let's hear from Shalom, the type of computer and the antivirus that you have running. Share it with us, please.
So we have a number of desktops as well as laptops.
Yeah.
More for my employees that are working remotely. We use the Windows, privacy and that. We also have Carbonite as a backup for some of our business data.
Good for you.
We've also relied on our good friend Jeff Hexter and his professionalism to help to protect the
good choice as
well. But overall, it's the things that came with the machines, and then I think at one point we also bought some additional software.
Very good. And your company and you will use all Windows machines?
Right, they're PCs. Yeah, we do use the Windows.
Okay.
Right, and the browser we usually it would be more Chrome than anything else, I would say.
Yeah, it's Chrome's most popular. Yeah, Edge never really did catch on. It might yet, but it has
turned into Chrome. The new Edge is actually Chrome.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I mean, I know that some folks use Edge merely because they think they have to. When they set up their new Windows machines, it seems like it makes you create a Windows account that you're going to log into when you log into your computer. much like Apple does with their Apple ID. Well, Microsoft is nowhere near as good at that sort of thing as Apple is. So I always click past it and say local account. This way, you're just logging into your computer, and if you need to, you go online and get your internet. Okay, we're waving. Are we waving
Rob's
at?
leaving.
Oh, bye, Rob. Oh, I didn't get a chance to say goodbye.
So long, my
Okay.
friends.
All right. It's
Shalom, shalom.
It's 8:42, and I guess we could call it a day. Thanks, men. I appreciate the good job, and I'll put this up in the next couple of days. Thank you, Scott. What, 2 thumbs up? And this will be up in a couple of days with the contact information of those of us that were here, just like I did last week. I didn't put phone numbers, but I'll let you guys do that if you want to. You could put a comment there and write your phone number in. But I put name and company and email so that you guys will all be cyber stars, people who want to get to know you better. And
Thanks, Tom.
maybe we'll get some business for everybody. Okay.
Hey, before you guys leave, could
Yeah.
one or two of you stay on? I got a company question that I need to ask you guys. I want to get your opinion. Okay.
Sure. Let me. I'll sign off on our YouTube video. And thanks for joining us and listening to all this on PC Matic. And tell me what you think down below. If it's as good as they say it is, what do you think of it? So, and also click over there for subscribe. Thanks very much. Thanks for listening. Thanks for staying this long. And we'll see you again next week. Thanks. Bye.